Hello, I'm Kevin DeForge, founder and CEO of Echodify, and today I would like to walk you through the process of creating an echo. What exactly is an echo? Well, an echo is a text message that you create now and it is sent in the future to those who matter most to you among your friends and your family to convey personal sentiments or anything important, or to maintain your social network and to maintain contact with your community at a point in time in the future where it may otherwise not be possible to do so. And I will begin by logging into my Echodify account, my username and password, and I will take my phone to receive the multi-factor authentication code. And I am logged in. And when I log in, I arrive at what we call the start page. And your start page might look a little different than what mine looks here, just as we continue to improve the product and make it better and nicer. Before I show you the process of actually creating an echo, let me first very quickly show you where to go to access all of your created echoes, whether they're sent, whether they're in draft mode, or whether or not you're receiving someone else's echo. And that would be accessible by this icon here in the shape of a shield on the menu bar on the left-hand side. And these three icons actually represent our three core products, the shield being the echo, the bullhorn being our shouts, and this kind of bank vault symbol symbolizing our virtual legacies. And you can see that more clearly if you click on the plus sign and you expand that menu out. You can see it actually typed or printed here, my echoes, my shouts, my legacies. And if you're using an assisted device, just tab to that plus sign and your device will tell you that that's a button to expand that menu out, and you can tab through these options here. So if I click on my echoes, I then come to this page where I now have buttons that show me the four different types of echoes. My received echoes, which I'm actually on by default, that's why that's orange. My delivered echoes are those that are actually delivered to other people. Created echoes, which are my echoes that are waiting to be delivered. I've already created them and the date just has not come yet for them to be sent. And last but not least, I can click on this button, Draft Echoes, and I have access to those echoes that are works in progress. And you can see down here, I just have a test echo here that I'm just kind of creating. Okay, I'm going to go back to the start page, which is where we were before, by clicking on the Echodify icon on the top left. And now to create a brand new echo, I'm going to go up to the menu bar at the very top, and I'm going to drop down the menu bar that's represented by that wand, the wand with the stars. And again, if you're using an assisted device, you'll be able to tab to that button, hit enter, and drop that menu down. And on that menu, I have new echo, new shout, new legacy. And I'm going to click on new echo. And once I click on new echo, I am presented with a blank echo, and it is in edit mode. And here I have direct access to type my new content in the fields. And so with this blank echo, or this new echo, I'm going to go ahead and create one using an example, a use case scenario. So just suppose that I'm beginning some sort of new program, maybe a new diet or something like that. And I want to send myself and a friend of mine with whom I might be going through this program, I want to send a word of encouragement to me and my friend. And I want to do this in 6 weeks from now. And when I receive that echo in 6 weeks, and when my friend receives that echo in 6 weeks, we're just going to be presented with that message that's going to encourage us to continue this program that we're on. And that's a really good use of an echo. And so here in the subject, I'm just going to put something like reminder to stay the course. And I'm just going to type as a message, I am beginning my diet, and at this point, I wish to encourage myself and you to remain steadfast on the diet and to be reminded of how important it is to just remain consistent. So down here is the recipients, and this drop down, if I click on this little arrow facing down, I'm going to get a drop down of my friends and my family connections. And once I select the name, I click add. And when I click add, the echo updates, and I now can see that there is this, what I call a capsule type shape, representing the person that I just added as a recipient to this echo. That means, of course, when this echo is sent, John Rico is on the recipients list. He will receive this echo. If I drop the recipients list down again, notice John Rico's name is no longer there. That's because the echo knows that you've already added him as a recipient, and you can continue to add recipients and build out a recipient list of all those people you want this echo to be sent to. Now that I'm done with the recipients list, the next field down here is the send date. I'm going to open this up, and I'm just going to choose a date that's about 6 weeks from now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. April the 1st, 2024. Now there are additional options that I will show you and explain to you a little bit later, but this is essentially all you need to do to create an echo. Last but not least, now that I have all the important elements in place, I'm going to go ahead and click Create. When I do that, I see that I have a note. It says my echo is live and will be sent on the send date. And I can see this echo here shown to me in, again, what we call display mode. And I can look this over. If I made a spelling mistake or I want to change it, I can just go ahead and click Edit. And then it opens up in edit mode again. I can change my message, whatever the case is, and when I'm done editing it, all I have to do is press Create again. Now that this echo is created, let me show you how you can access this echo on the start page. So I'm going to go up and click the Echodify icon here just to bring us back to the start page. To access that echo that right now is currently in the process of being sent, I can go over here to the menu and click the shield. And if I click the shield, I can go over here to the button that says Created Echoes, and you can already see that I have one of them in here. And if I click that and scroll down, in this slider, this box here that contains my echoes, I can see the echo that I just created, and here it is. If at any point before April 1st, 2024, I want to come in here and change the echo or even delete it, I can go ahead and press any of these buttons. So if I press delete, it will completely remove that echo. And if I press edit, which I will right now, it will then open that echo back up into edit mode, and I can change anything about it, and then press create again, and it will go ahead and put that echo back into that state in which it's waiting to be sent. And so that, in a nutshell, is the process of creating an echo. Now that I've walked you through the process of creating an echo using the 4 basic elements of the subject, the message, the recipients, and the send date, let me go ahead and show you some additional options that you have. So if I take my cursor or my mouse and I hover over additional options here in orange and I click, it's going to expand this additional section. And let me walk you through the few additional options there are here. So first, there's a little dotted line box around something that says send to public domain. And what this is when you create an echo, you can send to a recipient list, which I've built up here using my friend's name, John Rico. But either instead of a recipients list or in addition to a recipients list, you have the choice of sending an echo to the public domain. And that just means that any member of Echodify would be able to search by keyword and potentially find your echo, your message, and read it. And the way that you would do that is you would check mark this box, and then you would supply a public title. And a public title can be the exact same thing as the subject up here, and we will make it the same as the subject. The reason why they're different is because if you notice, this subject line up here has 2 locks on it, and that just means that that information is double encrypted in our database. So that means that that information, of course, is much more secure than what is standard in the industry, but it also means it's very hard to use to search through, at least fast and efficiently. And that's why there's an extra field down here called public title. So down here you can specify a title that's only singularly encrypted, it's not double encrypted, and that is actually able to be searched through when a member of the public comes and puts in some keywords. So if I create this echo, and I'll just hit create, and I drop down the additional options when this echo is in display mode, I will go ahead and see the green check mark next to send to public domain, and I can read the public title here. Now, once this echo is sent, when April the 1st, 2024 comes about, any member of Echodify will be able to find this echo by keyword search. And there's not too much descriptive in the title because this is just an example, but if they were to search for the words "stay the course," they would be able to find this echo and see that it's sent by ambient drone and click on it and open it up in display mode and read the subject, the message, the recipient list, etc. But there's another feature with echoes that I want to show you, and that is any member of Echodify is able to subscribe to all of your public echoes. And the way that they would do that is they would come up to a person's profile, and so I'm going to search for, let's just use my last name, and I'm going to find Lisa DeForge, who is my sister, and I'm just going to click on her avatar. And when I open up her profile for Lisa DeForge here, I see that there's a button called subscribe. And if I press that button, I am now subscribing to Lisa DeForge's public echoes. Those public echoes will now show in a feed that I have right on my start page. And so if I click on the Echodify icon on the top left, there is a section here called Your Subscribed Echoes. Right now I don't have any. If Lisa DeForge creates an echo and she sends it to the public domain, and now since I am subscribed to her public echoes, I will have a feed here that will show, and that echo will be inside of that feed. So let me go back to that echo that I have created. I'll go back into edit mode, and I'll click on additional options. And that is what this dotted line box is about. Next, I have 3 date fields, one called expiry date, one called notify me date, one called make public date. What these fields do is they do different things to the echo based on the date that you select. So first, in the expiry date, this just means that you want this echo to be deleted at a particular date in the future. You don't want it to persist for whatever reason. So you would just put in another date here. Of course, logically, it must be after the send date. And if you do that, this echo will be sent on the send date. It will persist for whatever duration of time you want it to until the expiry date, at which date it will be deleted. Next is the notify me date, and this is a date that you can set before the send date just to give yourself a reminder that this echo is due to be sent. And let's just suppose that you write something in there, you pick a send date, which I did. I put April the 1st, 2024. But for some reason, a week before that, here on March 25th, 2024, you want to receive a heads up that this echo is going to be sent. Maybe to give yourself a chance to come in and edit it create it, or even delete it. And then lastly is the make public date. And this is very similar to the send to public domain, but there's an option to put a date in here. And what this will do is at a particular date after the send date, this echo will be then sent to the public domain, and you will have to put in the public title because that's always required when you send an echo to the public domain. But if you do put a date here, what that means is for this echo, on April the 1st, 2024, it will be sent to the recipient list, to John Rico. But then at some date after that here, the echo will be made public. And then last but not least, there's the option to send also to myself. And so if I check mark that box, which I'll do now here, this echo will be sent to myself. That actually coincides with this particular example that I'm using. So up here, I'm trying to remind myself and my friend John Rico to stay the course, remain consistent on my diet. And it actually was necessary for me to come down here and check mark this box, send also to myself. That way, on April the 1st, 2024, he gets the echo, but also I get the echo as well. So let me remove the public domain, blank out the title. I will make sure that this is check marked, send also to myself. I will hit create. Now the echo is in display mode. It is live and will be sent on the send date, April 1st, 2024. And if I go ahead and click additional options, I now can see that I'm no longer sending it to the public domain. I have a notify me date of March 25th, 2024. And I have check marked here in green, send also to myself. As a reminder, to see this echo in my list of all echoes, I will go ahead here to the sidebar, click the shield icon, and it's an echo that is created and waiting to be sent, so I can access it by creating this button here, Created Echoes. Here's the echo. I can edit it. I'll click Edit, which we already covered. I'll click Create. And then for some reason, if I don't want this echo to be sent before the send date, I'll just go ahead and click delete. And when I click delete, the echo's gone. I'm returned to the start page, and we can confirm the echo is gone by clicking on the shield. And then over here in create echoes, I now have 0. And if I click that, I currently have no echoes created at this time. And so that is the process of creating an echo. Have fun, and I'd love to hear what kind of legacies you are building and how you're using this feature. Thank you.